Hi, this is Shaun. We're at the Nutrition Center today, and I'm here to talk to you about the different types of knives, go over some knife safety with you, and talk about the different purposes that you can use the knives for. Our first knife is the French chef knife. A French chef knife comes in between 8 inches and 12 inches. This is a 12-inch knife. It's great for slicing and dicing and chopping and mincing. A variation of this knife is called the SANTOKU, which is the Japanese style vegetable knife. It has, notice there's the difference is it has grooves in the knife. The grooves are actually purposely placed there to make sure that the vegetables don't stick to the blade. So when you're cutting starchy vegetables, they'll slide right off the blade easily. Next I have a bread knife, and the bread knife has a serrated edge. That serrated edge allows you to delicately saw through the bread without crushing it when you're cutting it. Another long bladed knife is the slicing knife. This is used for like roasts and ribeyes, a turkey breast, and its length is designed to fully scale the width of the meat that you're cutting. Again, it has grooves so that you can cut the meat thinly and it falls easily away from the blade. And that is used with a carving fork. Next knife is a boning knife. This knife is actually designed to be flexible, so you want a nice flexible boning knife when you're fabricating meat. So if you're deboning a chicken, you can use this knife, and its narrow blade is to kind of work around the bones of the chicken or whatever type of meat you're working with. Next is the utility knife. This is another very versatile knife. Those who may not be comfortable with the size of a chef knife may really enjoy this knife. It is small, it's great in vegetable fabrication, and can also use in different meat applications as well. Its smaller little brother here is the paring knife, which is great for, again, vegetable prep, smaller pieces of fruit or vegetables that you're working with that you don't need a big blade for. And lastly, I have the bird's beak. Notice its shape actually looks like a bird's beak, and that's why it's called this, because it's curved. You can use this knife to carefully peel in a circular motion, like if you want to remove the peel from, say, a potato or an apple. So that's really what this knife is used for. And I forgot to mention, but with the paring knife, you can also use to core apples or take the stems out of tomatoes. I also would like to share with you some other specialty knives I brought today that I also really enjoy using. One is the Japanese cleaver. It's very thin. It's also very lightweight. Most cleavers are very heavy to cut through bones in the butchering process. So this knife is designed to be a little lighter as for chopping and also scooping in vegetable prep. So it can be used for both things. It's also very sharp. My next favorite knife and the most used knife in my kitchen is this Japanese chef knife. Now you'll notice that I showed you the SANTOKU earlier. It's very similar to this knife. With the SANTOKU, it makes vegetable prep very easy. It's a chef knife. The shape is perfect. It has the points to help with cutting, and it also has the grooves to help vegetable and meat fall away from the knife. And then also, you can see here's another variation of a paring knife. This is also a Japanese paring knife. Again, great for vegetable prep. Some other tools you might find useful in the kitchen is some cutting shears. I use these with cutting herbs for different dishes, and I also find that I like to cut pizza with these. So now I'm going to talk to you about the anatomy of the knife, and today I'm going to use my Japanese chef knife. Japanese chef knife has a very nice sharp point. It also has the base, which is also called the heel of the knife. On the back of the knife, this rigid, thicker edge is called the spine. And in the front side, this very sharp edge is called the cutting edge. This particular knife is also a full tang. As you can see, the metal continues all the way through the blade to the handle. So, and then the other part of this knife is called the bolster. And this is where your hand should rest to stay safely away from the blade. As far as knife safety goes, you should always pinch the heel of your knife As you can see, I've just got it pinched between my finger and my thumb here, and I'm pinching it firmly, and then just let your fingers rest around the handle of the blade. This allows you maximum control when you're cutting. Your grip should be firm and not have your knife loosely in your hand to avoid cutting yourself. And so when you're cutting, you really just want a circular motion. Imagine the ocean rolling with waves as I cut. You should also not hear a chopping noise. As you notice, it's a very smooth sound. This means I'm being very nice to the blade. In addition to holding your knife properly, you also want to make sure you have a sharp blade. Dull knives can actually cause more damage than sharp blades, as you're applying more pressure when you go through what you're cutting. So what you want to do is you want to place your knife flat and then begin to find about a 15-degree angle. Between 15 and 20 is optimal for sharpening your blade. And then you just want to start from the heel of the blade and move towards the point, moving it very slowly and carefully away from your body. And then you can do the other side if you're comfortable. 15 degrees pointed up, and continue for about 10 strokes on each side. Thank you for joining us today to get an overview of the basic knives used in the kitchen. Learn a little bit about food safety and how to keep your knives sharp. If you want more information, you can find that at the link below at the Nutrition Center and UNLV Food Pantry.